Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, the Zach Lesage channel that is, and I'm your boy, Zach Lesage. So we are live with another deck profile, and when I say live, I mean this is live recorded right onto YouTube. So word, if you're in the chat, feel free to ask questions about anything Pokemon, really. I mean, we're just kind of vibing out here for the next hour, so I try to aim for these deck profiles to be around an hour, get a bunch of gameplay, answer questions as we go along, and if you don't catch the lives, that's cool. It's something that I think I'm going to start incorporating more into my week. It saves me a lot of time when it comes to editing, to be honest, and it allows me to get the video out to people faster, so I don't have to edit, upload, record games, find the best games, render the video. All of those things can take time for a similar amount of views. I also get the opportunity to engage with all of the viewers live in chat as well, and you can ask whatever questions you want with the deck while you're watching me play the games. So I think it works out a little bit better than other deck profiles sometimes. If it's something that I want to cover in a video format, sometimes I like to have the concise video format. That's going to be a thing too, but just kind of letting people know where I'm at content-wise. That being said, the list is always in the description as per usual. Afterwards, you could watch any of the games that we play. I always try to tag the correct times and games and all that good stuff. So check that out. While you're there, check out some of my sponsors. Check out some of the websites. You could pick up some Zach Lesage merch, a Zach Lesage t-shirt, sweater, you know, like playmat. All that stuff really does help me as a content creator. You can also give this video a like, you could subscribe to the channel, and you could also leave a comment below. All of those really help boost it into the masses for Pokemon fans. So we're going to be going over Decidueye Inteleon today. So like I said, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask what's going on. We're going to just be vibing out here playing some Decidueye Inteleon. Decidueye Inteleon, I think its origins come from like a Japanese event where they took Decidueye, paired it with Inteleon. Inteleon helps solve a lot of issues. You can snipe things like Mew, which allows Decidueye's attack to do more damage to the bench. More damage overall in a game is going to really add up. So it's one of those things where I think we're in a really good spot. So that being said, it's going to be cool. We're going to jump into the deck now. Let me just pull this up on this screen. And we'll look over the list, see exactly what we were working with. Woo. Okay, so we got Decidueye Inteleon. So you don't necessarily have to play the flex Decis. There are definitely other Decidueyes that you could play, like the pre-release promo or any of the ones from whatever. I just happen to have the shiny ones, so we're gonna go with that. Deep Forest Camo is gonna stop all of the damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's V Pokemon, V Max Pokemon, GX Pokemon. So that's a lot of things that Deep Forest Camo is just going to stop. Think about a lot of the top decks in the formats, like Shadow Rider. They really don't have a lot of answers that can get through Decidueye. So Decidueye's goal is like, we're going to get Deep Forest Camo set up and just basically vibe, attack, 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 attack. They're not really doing a lot of damage, so you are a wall deck if you were looking for some kind of classification, and then you just do as much damage as possible until your opponent either concedes because they have no answer, or they concede before they find their answer. Now, when it comes to answers, single prize card Pokemon and things that get through Deep Forest Camo, Phoebe, all that stuff, those are what we consider answers. How do we get around those? Well, we can isolate them with Splitting Arrow, try to bring things up with Boss's Orders. But now we have access to the new shiny Drizzile engine, so we have the Keep Calling Sobble that can get out, or other Rapid Strike Pokemon. So Rapid Strike Pokemon, as you can see there, you'd evolve them into Drizzile. You got access to Shady Dealings, so you could search your deck for trainer cards throughout the game, making this deck more consistent. And then you have access to either the Inteleon with Shady Dealings to search out more trainer cards, or you have the Inteleon. Again, there's also the less clout version that came out from this set. You got the Inteleons that came out from Chilling Reign. And you can use Quick Shooting and place more damage counters. Whether that allows you to do more damage with Splitting Arrow and you can target Pokemon a little bit better, you more or less have answers to their Pokemon. This Pokemon can also attack and go through their single prize card Pokemon. So keep in mind that you have attackers. Mew's going to protect your Pokemon while you build them up on the bench. Inteleon's more or less going to sit on the bench. Snorlax is going to draw you cards. Now, just reading through the chat here, says Smart Patrick, word, what's up, homie? It's basically the single prize version of Urshifu Inteleon. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I think Decidueye is more of its own distinguished deck. Like, it's more a wall deck versus a spread, mid-range attack deck, if we were to ever, like, classify them. So, I'd say they're a little bit different. The only thing that's similar is that they both have spreading, and they both have, Inteleon lines. So I'd say, like, that while that is similar enough, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to, like... pull any kind of cover over anyone. Decidueye, I'd say we're playing it because of Deep Forest Camo, not because of its spreading tendencies. And Brian Thompson, how many Inteleons do you want benched at any given time? It depends. Like, you can be an opportunist and use the shady dealing ones. I'd like to say as close to 2 as possible. There's no reason not to. You only need a couple Decidueyes so your opponent can't get through them. So you need to have 2 Rowlet / Decidueyes at all time. This deck plays no Dartrix, so you could only ever get out 4 Decidueyes ever in a game. And that's if you get access to all 4 rare candies. Of course, it's easier to search out with Drizzile, but you need to have the full 4 line. Maybe a Dartrix would be cool in this deck, because we do have access to Ordinary Rod and all that good stuff. So, it's one of those things where we should be good. And like Dub Coyote's saying, sometimes you just want to go with Decidueye straight up. So it depends on the matchup that you're playing in. So in a matchup like ADP where they can isolate things, you just want to get Decidueye out so they actually just can't attack Decidueye. If your opponent has no outs, you could just sit there with Decidueye and win the game. Stream is gone. Let's see what we got going on. I think our stream is coming back. And is it coming back? I think we have it in the green again. It's back now? Cool. Yeah, sorry about that. It looks like I just had a minor something going on with my internet. Hopefully it just goes well. Let me see what we're going on with our internet connection. Looks like we're doing okay, as far as I can tell. So, just want to make sure that everything's all good as long as everyone can hear. It's back, it's back, it's back. Okay, cool. That's fire. We got a good connection again, and we're going well. Awesome. So basically, yeah, you just want to see exactly what's going on. You got Decidueyes that you could just either wall with, or if you need a backup attacker, that's how many Inteleons it's going to be. It's your choice. If your opponent can go through your Decidueyes pretty easily, you probably want to have the Inteleons. If your opponent cannot go through Decidueye easily, you might just want to go through Decidueye. We have trainers to get things set up because we can search things up with shady dealings, grabbing things like Energy Spinner, or we can grab things like Rare Candy, whatever we need, we should be good. That being said, let's just jump in some gameplay and see what's going on. Okay, so we have the deck set up here. Okay, and we're going to call a coin flip. We won the coin flip. This is definitely a deck we want to go first with. So, this actually is a great start. We have access to the Evolution Incense. We have access to a Capture Energy. I'm totally cool with this. And we got access to all that great stuff. This is amazing. So let's go Capture Energy. We're just going to go Rowlets. At this point, I think I want to go with... I don't think our opponent's going to be knocking out Rowlet right now. I could go with Rowlet. I could go with Sobble. If they knock out my Rowlet sometime, like at some point, I'm probably in an awkward spot. But we also have Rosa, so let's just go with Sobble. Sobble's going to help us get set up. Should be cool. Yo, how's it going, Dakota? Path to the Peak is a problem there? Path to the Peak doesn't stop Decidueye, as far as I'm concerned. No point of doing anything else, so let's just go vibe back. So let's see what our opponent's grabbing. With Level Ball, I can only assume that... Oh, they're going to go Cryogonal. That's not good. So the Cryogonal is one of those situations where our opponent's going to actively stop us from playing Inteleon, or from playing Decidueye the entire game. So looks like we hit a deck that we probably don't want to hit everyone. What are the odds of this happening? Yeah, so we can't play the Rare Candy Decidueye now. We have no way around that. This is a good reason to play Dartrix. We can't play any of the cards in our hands. So let's try to just stop our opponent down. Did they play anything that has 2 retreat costs? Do they have the other water energy? Let's just bring something back up and try to stop them completely. We have Boss. There's nothing else that we really could do. So let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully they don't have another energy. That certainly would be nice for us. That's what we're really looking for here. So that's going to be able to get out their energy. Yeah, the phantom algorithms, exactly. No, this is I mean, we could still get set up, so I'm not going to instantly concede. If they do play the other Inteleon, we're probably not in a good spot. I mean, we do plan on attacking with this one if we can't ever get set up. Yeah, no, this is not fun. So, it's, yeah, no, it's really, not good. So, you wanna know what? I think that we actually might be just locked out of this game, because our opponent can start doing the snipe. So they're gonna be able to snipe us before we're able to snipe them out of this frozen lock, and then we just lose the game. So we're gonna give our opponent the well played and jump into a matchup that we could actually win. So that's a gigantic yikes. Let's go ahead and hit another one. So Decidueye Inteleon is not without its counters, just so peeps know. So, yo, how's it going, Logan? Howdy. So we're gonna hit Ken. We won the coin flip. Let's see if our hand was fire. Our deck did everything that it wanted to that game. And knowing me, I'll just be punished this game and see exactly what's going on there. Yeah, it's hands like this that are not good for the deck. But we'll see. Maybe we'll be able to top deck out of it. Maybe we'll top deck a Sobble or something. Are you actually serious? Like, what are the odds that I hit this? Well, I guess we're going to go for the level ball for a Sobble. Let's look through our deck, see exactly what we got going on. Looks like we hit some Lick-a-Tongue deck that should be able to go through pretty much everything that we have going on here. So, we're just getting absolutely bodied here today. Draw a card for each of your Pokemon play that has a retreat cost of exactly 4. Who would say no to control? Have you ever experimented with Baby Dragapult? I have. It's not really a deck that I thought was great. Are they just trying to draw cards? What is this deck? I'm actually just so confused. We're going to be able to search out a Rowlet. That's... I don't know if it's a Licks Go Crazy deck anymore. Good there. Okay, so let's just go with Decidueye, because I think Decidueye is a pretty efficient attacker here. You ever feel like PTCGO matchup against similar deck, one prize versus one prize? I don't really feel like that. I try to, like, think that everything is just not as coincidental as, like, it's just coincidental. So I will be able to get out the Decidueye next turn, so kind of, recovering from this bad start. And let's go ahead here and pass. Yeah, fingers crossed, 100%. Also, everyone, just to let everyone know, I think after this stream, of course, if you're watching live, I mean after this stream, not after live, I'm going to be, streaming Pokemon Unite today. That's my plans. So maybe for just like a couple hours until we get there. I have no clue what our opponent's doing. Looks like they're just trying to draw cards. So it is the Licks Go Crazy one. But I just don't know. Okay, so let's go. This is working out fine, I guess. What's Pokemon Unite like? It's super fun. I don't know how else I would describe it. It's just super fun though. I could grab a supporter or something. I'm not necessarily gonna go for that. I'm just gonna go for the Rare Candy Evolution Incense. So we can get out the Decidueye. Let's just start attacking their Pokemon ASAP. I can't tell what our opponent's deck is. Maybe it's... Is there an Abomasnow that powers Pokemon up? I honestly can't tell. It's something where, like, I should be knowledgeable of this stuff. But I'm not. So we're going to do that just so we have access to that again. And I'm going to go Scoop Up Net on the Mew. I don't think they're really going to snipe us. I don't think that snipes. We have access to the double Drizzile, so we're getting ready to get set up next turn. And let's go for Splitting Arrow. We eventually want to knock this out in one hit. So let's try to go there. I have no clue how much HP Onyx has. But let's go ahead and try to take care of Onyx. So that seems to work out fine. Yeah, 100 HP is disgusting. Excuse me at the bad time, but do you have a main Pokemon? Oh, you're good, you're good, you're good. Right now I like Garchomp. Boost HP of Single Strike pokes. Yeah, I guess it's just some kind of like Snorlax or Steelix Licks Go Crazy deck. Stream's gone a bit. Yeah, let me double check here. It shows that it's going well on my side again. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I think we're live again. Sorry about any issues that's going on today, peeps, when it comes to the stream. Let's go Drizzile. Yes. I'm gonna go Marnie because our opponent has a gigantic hand. I don't want them to go with Steelix. Yeah, we're just gonna go Marnie. Can anyone confirm that the stream is back? Let's go for another Rowlet. We'll just get that set up. And we're going to start drawing some prize cards. So let's go Splitting Arrow. Zach, you just booked a tattoo. That's really cool. That's getting two-shot anyways. And there's no resistance. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Again, my apologies. It seems like it's, some way or another, it's trying to stop me from streaming in the world. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, in Pokemon Unite, I play Garchomp. I tried Alolan Ninetales out last game. I thought it was cool. I play Cinderace. So I like attacking Pokemon. I'm just not sure where my style fits in. I guess it depends on who my partner is. Garchomp's probably my favorite. Oh, they play Oricorio now? Interesting. I don't want to get knocked out. They need 3 to knock me out. This is definitely a matchup that's probably not good for us. Because I don't think it should be that hard for them to find 3 Pokemon with 50 HP or more. Like, this should just be, like, a rough matchup for us. Now, us getting Rosa is probably good. What the heck is our opponent playing with Lieutenant Surge? Okay, I'm cool if they're going to just be using Roxy's. So. Yeah, it looks like they're playing some kind of Steelix deck. Just really interesting. It's really weird art of Steelix, but... Dragon Rush, Clog, Garchomp, OP, Fax. How do you play Cinderace? I have thought about it. I just like playing it with... I think it's really good with a well-rounded attacker. Or just like someone who's really strong. So I like Garchomp Cinderace. And just like really attack, and then kind of Cinderace stays at a distance. If only these Pokemon were weak to grass. Please don't have it. Somehow, please don't have it. Yeah, they're always going to have it. Okay. So we have options. We could forego our strategy with Decidueye right now. Because they don't have Pokemon that are going to attack us. I think that is probably our first step. So let's go Rosa. Search for this Inteleon. This, maybe adding a Water Energy wouldn't be good. I've been seeing a couple Snivy, Venusaur, Decidueye decks. Do you feel like that's viable? I don't necessarily think so. I don't like giving away 3 prize card Doyle. I think that part's probably the scariest part. So we're going to grab this Inteleon so we can attack with Waterfall. 140 plus 20. Is going to get enough for a knockouts. So that's basically where my math is coming in. They can still just discard 3. I'd love to play something that can disrupt their hands. Honestly, I'm unsure of how that's going to work. I'm going to go ahead and grab... I don't even know if it matters what I grab. I can grab a Level Ball here, but that's not going to matter. I'm just going to grab an Evolution Incense. And let's go ahead and grab a Grass Energy. So we're really running out of options here, peeps. I don't think that this is going to end well for us if I ever had any kind of idea. Let's go Quick Shooting on the active because we need to do that. Is Bench Barrier Mew rotating? Yes, it is. Yeah, 100% it is. So we're going to go like this, and we're going to go for Sobble, so at least we have some kind of options that we could do things. And then let's go for Waterfall and just hope that our opponent does not have 3 in their hand that they could discard. I can't tell how many Pokemon with retreat costs of exactly 4 they'd play. Yeah, it seems like we're going to get absolutely bodied here, so we're going to give our opponent the well played. They literally have a gigantic tank. We have no way to knock it out next turn. So I don't necessarily, like, I'm not in the business of conceding games, but when it comes to Decidueye Inteleon, I didn't expect to face a Cryogonal Inteleon deck and a Steelix Lick-a-Licky deck. Those decks would not be considered main metagame at this time. So, just in case anyone's wondering, that's what we're dealing with. So, fun times. Let's try another one with Decidueye. But this is what's going to happen when you play a deck like Decidueye, right? Like, it's one of those things where you are going to hit random struggles. But if you hit the right matchups, you are absolutely bussin'. It's going to be busted. Okay, so this ain't a bad start. We have access to Level Ball. We have access to Capture Energy. Let's see what we hits. There's a Zacian. This looks like we're playing against Luke Metal. And our opponent playing Aegislash immediately gets us. Now, could we get around Aegislash? I mean, I guess it's possible. We have the resistance there, so it seems a little bit awkward. Let's go ahead here, go this, go this. This is a matchup we want to get our Inteleons out in. Do you think Eternatus will adapt and know Weavile GX? They'll just play Energy Switch. Let's just go Gourmandize. Yeah, no, I literally, if we've ever asked, if you ever wanted to catch a break playing Pokemon, this is certainly a game where our opponent literally just plays a card to hard counter our deck. I'm fine if they play Tool Scrapper too. This is also, I don't like Tool Scrapper in Luke Metal for what it's worth. Yeah, they're gonna have the energy, so they're gonna get fully set up before we're ever able to get set up. Are you serious? Please tell me you don't have Switch. There's the Metal Goggles. The Metal Goggles is going to prevent all of our Inteleon damage. So we're going to concede this game too. I'm trying to show everyone how cool this deck is. Our setups actually has not been bad with any of these decks. We literally just... Maybe we're at the point where Decidueye Inteleon is getting just hard countered in this meta game. It's actually hilarious how unlucky this is. But again, you got to realize that people can choose to counter your deck if you play a deck that is fragile like Decidueye. While other decks may or may not decide to counter your deck, it's one of those things where the Inteleon right now is not countering the metagame. It has not been able to stop any of the decks that we have faced against. Not that they're very popular decks or anything like that. Also, this hand's not great. So you want to know what? Right now, I'd say don't play this deck. I think this deck is terrible so far. I'm not always going to be covering the best decks or anything like that. I try to cover what is really relevant in the metagame, and this deck right now is looking like it is irrelevant. The same way that, like, Mad Party just had to go away for a while, maybe Decidueye Inteleon is not the best way to be playing Decidueye. Maybe the best way to play Decidueye is by putting it in the back of the binder. Now, we might have an answer here. I can't tell what our opponent's going to be playing in this deck. I also just don't know if they play Phoebe or not. There's their Sneasel. Okay, let's go like this. Let's look through. Yeah, we're gonna vibe out like this, I think. I don't think there's any reason why not to. Please don't just go evolve boss. Okay, hopefully they knock out the Mew. That'd be best case scenario because we're chilling with the Rosa here, peeps. We got the Rosa just vibing. Looks like they're going for it. They do play the Assault Gate. I think that was Assault Gates. VMAX. Please go for the knockout. Please go for the knockout. Don't get escape rope. Busted. Now, I can't tell if they play Phoebe or not, and they're rushing us through the game. Okay, Okay, we would have top decked Marnie anyways, so that makes it feel a little bit better. We already have the Evolution Incense, so we're going to use that to grab the Decidueye. That means we could just grab another Rowlet. Let's go ahead and grab a Rare Candy, so we can get that all poppin' and an Energy. Cool. Decidueye, Rare Candy, Rowlet, Grass, and let's go Splitting Arrow. Let's hit things that we think that we can get a knockout. I know they have Weavile GX in their hands. I don't think they discarded it. So let's not bring up that. Let's go after this and this. 3 prize cards, 2 prize cards, 1 prize cards. Have kind of reason when you're attacking their Pokemon. If I'm start attacking Crobat, that's 7 prize cards. So as much as they can retreat and do other things, they play Quillfish. If this Pokemon is in an active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Okay, that's something that I haven't seen in one of these decks. Maybe, I mean, we do knock them out. So maybe that ends up working for us. I'm honestly not sure how this ends up working out. Are they going to grab the Hoopa? Are they going to grab the Weavile back? This also can't retreat from Dark City for what it's worth. And I'm totally cool with our opponent playing Marnie. If anything, I view it as the same way as us playing Marnie. We're going to draw our 4 cards and draw our 5th card for our turn. When you decide it's time to use a card that discards your hand, I always feel like I hold on to cards a lot. You need to determine the value of what cards are available in your hands. And that sounds like a lot. It's one of those things where, like, you need to, like, carve out a game plan in an in a game and realize what cards allow you to get there. So it's kind of like this. You can hold on to all the food that you have in your fridge, but if you're not going to eat it, it's just going to eventually, like, become wasteful. So it doesn't matter. So they're just going to poison our active? I'm not sure what they're doing. Oh, they have escape rope? Got it. That's kind of awkward. And I guess I'm just gonna knock this out. This is kind of awkward. I can't scoop up net. I'm gonna put this here in case they somehow can knock us out. I'm gonna go Splitting Arrow. So unfortunately, there's 1 prize card now. 3 prize cards. Let's focus on these 9, 8, 36. Yeah, that seems fine. So they could get their Assault Gate. I think it's Assault Gates. Assault Tackle. I'm not sure which one. Their Hoopa can get the knockout for 90. Now our hand's not necessarily in the greatest position. It just depends on what our opponent can get. So it looks like they will get the Hoopa. Assault Gates that will be able to take out our active Decidueye. That is something that we gotta watch out for, because there's only so much that we can deal with. They can just move their energies around with Weavile and manually retreat. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't know how many of these they play, and things like Quillfish are not really popular, although the Quillfish did work out for them. So we are, like, this is really a test against, like, all the Decidueye odds, apparently. We need to find a basic. That's certainly a card that we'd like to find. I'd like to find another Rowlet in case they just go boss. Let's go ahead and Marnie our opponent here. We'd really like to get an Energy on a Rowlet. And they have 3 prize cards left. Let's be mindful of that for sure. I'm not going to be using Sobble in this game. It's just not remotely happening. So there's our other Rowlet. There's our 3 prize cards left that are happening this game. Let's go Grass Energy there. Let's go Calm. Put this away. And let's go ahead and grab a Decidueye. We're just trying to thin out our hands so we get the most out of Gourmandize. And we're going to try to get set up again with another Decidueye, right? So we have access to Rare Candy. Our hand's not particularly great, but if our opponent knocks out our Rowlet, at least we'll have more time with other things. Okay, so they played Marnie. At least our bench, like our Rowlet's not getting knocked out. Maybe we'll be able to find a Rosa. For whatever reason, I don't think we are going to get this here this turn. So I'm just going to power up both. Haven't seen an Eternatus that plays Escape Rope and Quillfish. I'm so confused with this list. It's almost anti-Decidueye. Like, literally, yeah, I've almost hit exclusively anti-Decidueye. So, yeah, we can't get a Rosa. That's fine. So we're going to shuffle up those rare candies that we had in the deck. Let's Marty and try to make something happen. And the Crobat, sheesh, I wonder how practical it is in the metagame. Yeah, exactly. I'm honestly not sure. I could rare candy this active. I'm honestly not sure if that's something I want to do. I mean, I guess my chances are pretty high of getting an energy. But they could just go 90 and just, like, start to bamboozle us, I guess. I also just don't want to give our opponent another prize card. So we're going to go ahead here and rare candy this one. Seems really awkward. I'm going to go Big Parasol over on it. And we're going to hope that we get into something next turn. So our opponent's drawn a lot of prize cards early game. That's something that's really hurt our chances here of winning this game. So they do have a correct amount of counters so far. They could also play Phoebe. They could very well just play Phoebe. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm totally cool with this. This is prime Decidueye when it comes to me. Like, I think just one Decidueye out, your opponent... Oh, they played Tool Scrapper. Cool. Hopefully we top deck, like, a supporter or an energy. There's only so much that we could ask for. Our opponent can poison us if they think about that now. So we're going to pass. If I were our opponent, I would definitely just go with Hoopa. I would hard retreat into Assault Gate Hoopa. So I don't think we're going to be winning this game. Unfortunately, I can't put Sobble down because they could just bring it up with Boss and knock it out. So you just got to try to protect yourself whenever possible. That would have been a really good last turn for what it's worth. So we did get the energy. That's fine. Let's go ahead here and Splitting Arrow. So we are going to take a prize card there. Let's hit this now because that makes the most sense. And then let's hit this again. It's a really good deck that doesn't use V cards or ultra rares. I mean, normally it's a really good deck. Normally it's a really good deck. So maybe they're going to attack with Zigzagoon. Again, I think the Crobat Poison would have been much better. They have free retreat though with Dark City. Brock's Grits. It's the most, yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it past this one, peeps. Yep, no more Rowlets. Sobble's not going to do anything. So there's, I mean, I could grab it. I really don't think I have anything here. I literally lost friends using this deck. Yeah. I could imagine. So I get 10, I'm at 110. At their turn, I'm at 120. Yeah, I'm just going to give our opponent the game. So, again, like, we haven't really faced any of the decks that we're looking to face. So it's really unfortunate. Like, we're hitting decent matchups. They're just, like, overly teching us. It's because the Luke Metal matchup with the Aegislash, this matchup, like, we literally haven't hit a deck without a hard counter. Watch us just be like a Vivid Voltage Charizard deck. That would be not fun. We want to go first with this deck either way. So obviously, like, everyone's individual, like, experience is going to vary with this deck. My experience today is, like, pretty rough on the ladder. Ladder's not necessarily the same as tournament. I have never faced a Steelix Lickilicky deck in tournaments. I have never faced a Cragnal Inteleon deck in tournament. I'm not saying these are bad decks. If these are your pet decks, that's cool. I'm just trying to say, like, not everything that you play here is going to be the type of deck that you play in a tournament. Okay, so this looks like Victini VMAX. This is actually a fire hand. We got the Rowlet top deck, so I'm feeling good about this. Let's go there. Let's search through our deck. Let's grab another Rowlet. Hopefully they don't play, like, a bajillion Volcanions, but this could certainly be a way for us to get around. This is probably the best start that we've had, and they're going to concede. This is really one of those things where it's like we're playing a Decidueye deck, they probably play 0 counters, we win the game. It's not really the best way to win the game, but our opponent knows that as long as we just get set up, we win the game. So that would have been really good for us, so we take that. I remember I opened a pack online and got Rainbow Charizard VMAX. That's flames. Let's go. So, I mean, we can win games here, people. We're starting to hit the non-hard counters to Zach. So, super fun times. We appreciate the video either way. This is just how Decidueye plays out for me recently too. Yeah, honestly, it's one of those things, it's still like in the top 10 videos. So one thing that I do when it comes to these top 10 videos is I try to, I want to go first, yeah. I try to basically post all the top 10 videos and like try to update those pretty recently, like actively, so that people can see what the best lists are looking like all the time. Because like I know like I just don't want to be covering decks that are like super outdated or anything else like that. Looks like our opponent's playing Ice Rider, which could be an awkward matchup. But anyways, it's one of those things where I just want to make sure that like everything that we got going on is always good on this channel, that I'm covering the top decks, and this is one of the top 10 decks. Personally not one of my favorite ways to play Pokemon, personally not my favorite deck. I don't think I'd ever play this deck with a 10-foot pole, but here we are playing it and getting absolutely bopped. So fun times. Let's go ahead here and search for a Decidueye, because I think that's going to be very, or not Decidueye, Rowlet, that's really important. Let's double check through, see what we got in our deck here. Looks like we stop adding Decidueye counter. Yeah, exactly, because the whole world's literally countering us. We're just gonna pass here. We do have access to Decidueye, Rare Candy, Capture Energy for next turn. So maybe we could out Inteleon their Inteleons. That's really where my plan is. Maybe they're playing the version that does not play the snipey Inteleons. Now they can attack us with the Inteleon that does, I think it's a 120 and then starts doing 20 snipe. It depends. Do you think this deck in the Eternatus deck would be outdated after Evolving Skies comes out? No, I think that Decidueye is always very good at the beginning of a formats, which is why now that we're getting into mid-format, this deck's doing worse. I think that Eternatus is very good in general. Okay, so no energies on our opponent. Awesome. Let's start, you know what I'm saying? Getting all this stuff set up. I'm just going to search my deck for a Sobble at this point. Because we could go Evolution Incense. And I'm just going to do Psi Power. I'm not going to worry about the active by any chance. I'm just going to start worrying about the bench. Start sniping these Pokemon. And hopefully they're not like Drizzile. Keep Calling might have been a better strategy in this deck, maybe. They still have an Ice Rider Calyrex V, so we do have Decidueye to stop that. We'll see if they know how to play this matchup out. They also have very limited energy, similar to us. So the fact that we have energy control over the board is pretty good so far. So there's our first Drizzile. Let's see what's going on. So there's our Melanie. Cool. Yeah, so it looks like they don't have the energies. Yeah, let's start going in with, do we have Energy Spinner? We do not. Fun times. Okay, let's go Level Ball. Do you play a copy of the Shady Dealings Inteleon? Yeah. I totally do. Just so we can search things out whenever necessary. Their hand's a little awkward. I don't want to pitch this away. So I'm just going to go ahead and play Marnie. Energy. Let's go. You could also Rare Candy into Inteleon in this list. It's a little bit of a lesser known play, but let's go. Splitting Arrow. And we're just going to isolate their other Pokemon because that's all we really need to focus on. I don't think they play Phoebe. Will bench attacking decks like this become more rampant after the rotation? I think they could. I think they very well could. We'll have to see exactly how it goes. But it's one of those things. I don't think our opponent plays Phoebe. They might just play the Inteleon. I think that's more or less what we're worried about, is that they play Inteleon. But we have enough, like, they seem to be building up their active, so maybe they do play Phoebe. Also, I think for the sake of this is going to be the last game. And then I'm going to be hopping on stream in a little bit and just playing some Pokemon Unites. It says 90, cool. Yeah, we're going to go in all the way. So instead of going in with like a normal setup, we're just going to go in with double Inteleon. So this is a really good situation for us to be in. Seeing the 20s to the bench makes me miss flying flips. Facts, exactly. So this is one of the cool things like that you do get from the Rare Candy version. Like you can do things. Let's go quick shooting. We could actually quick shooting up this one. Get some extra damage out there. And we could draw a prize card quicker. I don't think that's going to help us, but... So how many packs with the cheapest version of Eternatus V? So you could directly check that out at PTCGO prices. I'll put the link out there. Yeah, we're just going to spread to those Pokemon. I don't know if I did this correctly. We'll see if it pops up. I don't know what my commands are. So if you go there for PTCGO Zone, you should just be vibing. And there's a deck list building tool. Okay, so they're just gonna bring up our Pokemon and knock them out whenever possible. That's cool. I'm fine with that. We're still vibing here. Let's go Splitting Arrow, keep on focusing. And we can start getting set up now that we have the level ball again, the level ball, Pokemon Communication, all that good stuff. We're good. Okay, Path's not going to do anything because we don't have a rule box. Now they've started to power up their Drizzile. Looks like they might be getting out their Inteleon with the snipe. So they do play it. No. I don't think we see that at all. I think, like, my personal opinion, and I'm not medically qualified to make any kind of things on Corona. I think right now a lot of the world has opened up too quickly. Which is more or less the reason why I've been staying home. And I don't necessarily think it's as safe to go outside as most people are doing. I think that they might give us Pokemon League officially, like Australia, but Australia is also not running regionals at this time. So it's one of those things where you're going to run into some slight issues there. So do keep that in mind. I think if there's anything, if the world's in a safe place by March, I think that we're going to see that happen. These are the last 4 prize cards that I ever want to give my opponents. 90 plus 20 equals 110. 110 plus 40 equals a knockout. So let's go boss's orders. Let's go ahead here and bring this up. So we got to start isolating what they have going on here. This seems like a good Pokemon to attack with, so we're also just going to attack with that. Let's go 20 damage goes to the active, so we could then do the additional 90 and start isolating their other threats. I don't follow the other games, so I honestly just don't know. Is it surprising? No. Like, honestly, like, I watched the Kanye West album listening party. It was at the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Atlanta. I don't know how many people were there, if it was like 50,000 or 70,000 or however many people attended. I think the arena can hold like 70,000 something. And it was fully sold out, so I can only imagine that means 50 to 70,000 because it doesn't look like there's any social distancing going on there anymore, or mask wearing or anything like that. I think it's one of those things where in real life plays, like, could it come back? Sure. I know that here, like, we're still, like, vibing out in Ontario with mask mandates and rules. Like, Michelle and I are trying to have a family and close friends only wedding. And when I say close friends, there's a lot of close friends that I sadly just cannot invite. And it's been, like, nearly impossible. We gotta watch out for that Inteleon for what it's worth. Let's go... not splitting arrow. We want to go... Jeez. I'm going to build this up, so at least we have options. Let's go quick shooting to try to take that out of play. We can also just go like this and grab out our other Sobble. Or not Sobble, Drizzile. And this is how the deck can get set up. Like, you can see cards allow us. We also go through that. I agree, yeah. So I don't know exactly what's going on with Konami, but it doesn't necessarily, like, surprise me. If we go 90 damage there, can they even come back from that? I don't think so. 20 there, 20 there. The 20 there doesn't matter. Just trying to do some math. They're doing 120 to our active. They would definitely knock us out. And then they do 20 damage to one of our opponent's bench Pokemon, 20 damage plus 120. So they'd never be able to knock us out anyway, so I'm not ever going to worry about that situation. I'm just going to get set up here. Because I think getting set up is going to be key. Everything is too early. No one in my city wears masks anymore. Yeah, I'm glad that there's people. I mean, I don't necessarily want to, like, turn this into a political stream, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's my stream, so I'm going to make it how it is. And if people don't necessarily like my opinion, that's cool too. I respect everyone for whatever their opinion is. Only people who play Dusty and ADP are players who can't play real decks. Yikes. Knack, why? Rip me. Yeah, no, I think I think wearing masks is important. I think being safe is important. Yeah, it to me it's I don't understand, but not understanding doesn't necessarily do too much at all, right? Like 110 plus 60. Oh yeah, we're busted here. Let's go Rosa. We have Ordinary Rod in our deck. I've seen it because I shuffled it back in there. We're gonna do this. We're gonna grab. We can grab this. That's fine. Yeah, ADP is real and good. Facts. I like ADP. Let's grab an energy. Do we need Decidueye? I don't even know if Decidueye does anything for us. Like, we're not going to lose this game, I'll put it like that. Because here's exactly what we're doing here, peeps. We set up our opponent to lose the game. So let's do Ordinary Rod. Let's go ahead and do both. Let's go ahead and put our Home Slays back into the deck. We'll just go like that because that's all that really matters right now. We can get the Inteleon back out. Let's go ahead, grab a Grass Energy because this deck literally plays like next to no energies. Let's go ahead and Level Ball. Level Ball for whatever we want to grab. We're going to put this back into the deck with Pokemon Communication. I mean, I could have just put the Drizzile away. It doesn't matter. I didn't see the Drizzile in my hand. I'm too excited that we got the Inteleon going on here, peeps. I might as well just start building up at this point, so I'm just going to go ahead and... I'm just going to build up this Pokemon with the Capture Energy, grabbing nothing. Because all we need are attacks that can go through their things. Let's go Quick Shooting here. They're going to be able to knock us out, so that's something that you got to watch out for. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put the Sobble down. And I should have attached the other one. That's actually my bad. I should have attached it to Decidueye. I need to forget that it's Decidueye that prevents itself, but that's okay. We're going to go Quick Shooting again. I do too, and I've been playing for a while now. I'm playing Shadow Rider Calyrex over Ice. Facts. Why doesn't ADP win any tournaments? So it's one of those things where ADP has been doing well. Like ADP Maltrusation decks have been doing well. I think it's well positioned sometimes. I just wanted to like make sure we're all on the same page, whether it's jokes or not, because there could be some people reading in the chat too, right? It's hard to like read through jokes, so not like I know Nak, you're always vibing in the stream, so I know that you know what's up, but we'll see exactly what's going on here. So our opponent with the one prize card left. Fun times. Hopefully they, I mean, I think we're just vibing here still. Can we actually win with boss's orders? I shouldn't have put the Drizzile away. The Drizzile would have been really good. Because if we just got a boss's orders, we could just knock out one of these Pokemon per game. 70 plus 20, 90, 90 plus 80 equals a knockout. So that's one thing. Yeah, I should have definitely attached it to Decidueye. Oh, I should have also used Quick Shooting. You're literally watching me misplay everywhere here, peeps. So it's one of those things where we have access to the Decidueye anyways. That should be enough. Where we have access to this, where we could Rare Candy this. So, I mean, I'm off by a turn of winning because I didn't properly plan everything. We still have 2 prize cards left, so don't bench down a Sobble here. And we're going to go ahead here and pass. Next turn, we have Inteleon that can search out boss's orders, and we can start attacking. So, it's one of those things where, again, awkward situation for sure. Not necessarily, like, super great. They can't even attack us with this Inteleon first. They have to attack us with another thing. Oh, they're going to go Reset Stamp. Yeah, that's probably not great for us. If we lose this game, we deserve to lose. LOL. We're so good at this game. Sometimes, whatever. Oh my, yeah, Pokemon free chat would just be super toxic. So, I mean, I could have played this game a lot better, but there are decisions when it comes to this deck. So I forgot, basically, in kind of to wrap things up, I forgot to use a quick shooting. So remember to use your quick shooting. Don't make the same mistakes as me. Make sure that you properly understand that Decidueye and Inteleon are different Pokemon. Deep Forest Camo is an ability that only works while it's in the active spots. Or when it's only on a Decidueye, I should say. So if your opponent, like, you just can't be like, oh, I'm going to attack with Inteleon and turn my deck into an Inteleon deck that still has Deep Forest Camo. Don't get lost in that process. So I think if I play this deck a little bit more, I would have played that game a little bit tighter and a little bit better. But for the most part, we still got to the same goal, and I was just trying to isolate the Inteleon. So maybe getting a little caught up. So that's what it's saying. Now, one thing that I do want to say is, like, if right now I know that we're live and we've gone through everything. In terms of it, I think the beginning of this video might have got cut off when my internet went down, like, for a minute. So I just want to cover this deck over one more time. Same thing if someone's just, like, tuning in for the first time here. This deck is Decidueye Inteleon. You're using Deep Forest Camo for blocking your opponent's V, VMAX, and GX Pokemon. You're setting up Splitting Arrow and just doing 90, 20, 20. Now, your opponent can play single prize card Pokemon or text like Phoebe to get around it. The whole strategy here is that Inteleon can help you get around some of those single prize card techs. We can't do anything about Phoebe. If a deck hard techs us against us, we're fine. But Inteleon can set up bench damage with the Splitting Arrow, as we saw in that last game, and knock out things that are Inteleon. Inteleon, like, we beat an Inteleon deck, basically. I don't necessarily know if our opponent played that as well as they could have. They went more with the Ice Rider Calyrex strategy, then kind of pivoted. If they went with Inteleon right away, we might have been able to lose that game. So, we can snipe things out like Mew, so we can draw more prize cards quickly. We can increase our damage efficiency when it comes to this deck. So our damage output overall is going to be much higher than a normal Decidueye deck, and that's because we can use Inteleon's damage counters with quick shooting, putting damage on our opponent's Pokemon, and then again, we could take away things like Mew, so we can increase the damage of Splitting Arrow, because a lot of decks are playing Mew. This is also a valid attacker, as we saw in our last game. So it's one of those things where that's what we got going on with this deck profile. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know that we won only a couple games. This deck might not be in the best position in any current metagame. A lot of decks, when they're playing Aegislash, or when they're playing single prize card attackers, or they're just literally whatever, people can hard counter Decidueye out of the format. So it's not always the best deck to play. I don't want to say it's ever the best deck to play. Not every deck has a way to beat this deck. Some decks just don't pack counters and they're willing to lose to Decidueye. Decidueye is typically better at the beginning of formats. So with Evolving Skies coming out, I wouldn't be surprised if Decidueye or decks like Decidueye did well at the beginning, unless of course decks had natural counters to them. So keep that in mind when you're playing your decks, that Decidueye can often strike the most when players are just experimenting with new decks and they haven't teched for the metagame. So that being said, that's what we got going on for today's video here, peeps. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. I will be playing Pokemon Unite today on stream, probably with a couple friends over VC, and then just really vibing out. I figure I'm just been grinding Pokemon Unites. Today's a little bit more of a free day. Got a little bit of article writing and stuff to do, but I mean, it is what it is. I can always stay up and do that later, you know, procrastinate. Don't procrastinate, kids. Try to get it done early. But I know when I just need a day to kind of decompress, and I'm fine streaming while I'm playing Pokemon Unite. I'll try not to get too frustrated. So that being said, I hope that everyone enjoyed watching this video, and I'll catch up with everyone later. And yeah, hopefully again, apologies if this video kind of just briefly went into a game at the beginning. I'm not entirely sure what happened with the internet and how YouTube deals with that. It's the first time I've ever had that ever streaming. So I'll catch up with everyone later. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Have fun. Don't play Decidueye Inteleon right now. I mean, I don't think it's a great play, but what do I know, right? It's one of those things where maybe you'll win a tournament with Decidueye Inteleon. I'm not sure, but I did cover it for the sake of it being a top 10 deck currently. So all that being said, have a great day. Peace out. Like, subscribe. Peace out. Bye.